Howdy everyone, how are you doing on this beautiful September morning? October is fast approaching, the weather is changing, it is quarter zip and hoodie season for me. I absolutely love this weather. I cannot wait for October, spooky season, horror movies, haunted houses, spirit Halloween. Oh, it goes on and on and on. It's going to be great. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. I appreciate you being here. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. I hope you enjoy the video as well. If you are a returning subscriber, like so many of you are, I appreciate you so much and your continued support. Thank you so much. You keep the channel alive. Honestly, without you, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you so much. But tonight, well, today, this morning, whatever, it is actually the top 25 actress challenge that Huck over at Huck's Pop Culture Cafe started. So this is challenge number 3 from him. He's got one more, which is the director challenge after this. So this was a challenge sort of for me because once again, a lot of my movies are boxed up, things like that. So I'm limited. I'm trying to make sure I have enough for the director challenge as well. But the actress challenge presented a different challenge for me because I have a lot of actresses that I love. So it was easier for me to come up with 25. I didn't have to Google any actresses, anything like that. It was very fast. The actor challenge, I just have a couple that I really, really like. Outside of that, I'm a fan of a lot of actors out there. But with actresses, I have a lot of favorites. So I was able to come up with the list quickly, but there was a lot, like 40. So I had to narrow it down. There's always going to be actresses that are left off the list, but hopefully I can nail this down and not mess it up. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with, not in any particular order, we have got Julianne Moore, who won Best Actress for Still Ellis. This movie is incredible. It is so good. It always makes me tear up. I think the ending is remarkable. There's so many great scenes in this movie, but it is a very powerful, very meaningful movie, and I couldn't recommend this one enough. So that is Still Ellis. That is number 1. Next up, we've got Jennifer Garner in Peppermint. I am a huge fan of this movie. I think it could have been a tad bit better, but honestly, I think it's pretty underappreciated. I really did enjoy it. Jennifer Garner is stunning, absolutely stunning. I think she is easily in probably my top 5 favorite actresses. I think she's one of the most incredible, talented, and beautiful actresses out there. I love Jennifer Garner, Daredevil, so many movies, Love Simon. I mean, the list goes on. I don't know if there's a movie with her that I don't like. Ben Affleck. I am a big fan of Ben Affleck, but he dropped the ball with that one. I don't know what he was doing. But next up, we've got Blake Lively in The Shallows. So this is number 3. I really like this movie. It is one of my favorite, if not definitely up there with Jaws for my favorite shark movie. I think it's definitely one of the best ones since Jaws. Blake Lively is incredible in this. I think Blake Lively is actually a really good actress. She was great in The Town. And I'm a big fan of her. I do like Blake Lively. Probably she would be in my top 25, not in the, top 5 or anything like that, but she's definitely in there. Next up, we've got Chloe Grace Moretz in If I Stay. I've only seen this movie once. It was back in theaters. I think we saw this kind of as a family, if I remember correctly. Like I said, I've only seen it once. I did remember enjoying it. It's not necessarily my favorite film. I could have gone with the remake of Carrie, but I was like, I'm just going to stick with this. Why not? But yeah, I have to give this a rewatch because it's been a while. So I have 0 issues with chick flicks, if you want to call it that, or rom-coms, romantic movies. Doesn't bother me. I'll watch pretty much anything. Next up, we've got Jenna Ortega in the Scream 5, or Scream as they call it. So I put another Scream movie on there. I used the original, but this is technically the same title, but a different movie. So Jenna Ortega is great. I have quite a few of her movies, but I already used X in the A through Z challenge, and I have a couple other ones, but they're all boxed up, so I had to go with Scream. I am a big fan of this movie. I thought this one was really good. After watching it 5 times in theaters, I could find a few flaws every time I watched it, but I still think it holds up very well. I really enjoy it. I cannot wait for the new one, but it is disappointing that Neve Campbell will not be in it. That is depressing. I hope she plays it like a surprise cameo. All right, I could not have an actress list without Emily Blunt. I love Emily Blunt. She is beautiful. She is incredibly talented. Her husband is awesome. And I already used A Quiet Place, so I had to go with Sicario. I finally just watched this for the first time. It's a really good movie. It is definitely a slow burn. The score is remarkable. It's pretty intense. It didn't go where I expected it to, though. I was expecting a lot more action, but it's still a very good movie, Sicario. So I love Emily Blunt. Next up, you'll be surprised to see this, but I got to put Elizabeth Shue on there based off of the 80s alone. You'll see a lot of surprises on my list, but a lot of these actresses I grew up with and things like that. So like the 80s stars like Elizabeth Shue, Karate Kid, I would have loved to use Cocktail, but it's boxed up somewhere. So Piranha had to be the choice because she is in this, and it's still a good movie. I love Piranha. It's a lot of fun. It's not a great movie, but it's a ton of fun. And if you're looking for entertainment and gore and, you know, a water kind of movie, creature feature, this is definitely up your alley. So, and Elizabeth Shue's great. She's always great. Love Elizabeth Shue. Next up, we've got Jennifer Conley, and He's Just Not That Into You. I actually really enjoy this movie for a romantic comedy as well. It's got a killer cast. I could have used this for the actress ensemble, to be honest, but I'm gonna go with Jennifer Conley. This isn't my favorite role with her, but after watching like Phenomena and what is it, the one where she gets stuck in the Target, I can't even remember, but she rides the like mechanical bull in that, in a couple other movies and stuff like that. She's really grown on me. And then of course Top Gun Maverick, which hasn't come out yet, so I've got to add her into that 25. She was also a staple in the 90s. So, and this is a really good movie. I do enjoy this one quite a bit. I have a blast with the cast in this movie. I just realized Jennifer Aniston, spoiler alert, she's not in my top 25, but she easily could have been. So I'll get her in there, and Scarlett Johansson, and Drew Barrymore, and others as well like her. So good cast. Next up, we have got Jessica Alba in Idle Hands. This movie's a lot of fun. It still holds up. It's still a good film. It's still fun. Scream Factory did a nice job with this release. This is really in-your-face slipcover. I really enjoy Idle Hands. It's quite the fun flick. It's a good cast. It's a fun movie. So, yeah, Idle Hands would be in there. I like Jessica Alba, especially growing up. She was a big one for me. Into the Blue, things like that. So, Jessica Alba would definitely have to be on that list. Top 25. Next up, we have got Taylor Russell in Escape Room. If I knew where Waves was, which is another one that's boxed up, I would use Waves. Waves is a remarkable movie. Absolutely loved Waves. But I love Taylor Russell. I do. She is really quickly becoming a favorite of mine. Waves, this, and several other movies. I'll watch anything with her. I really like her. She looks super young. I thought she was like a teenager, but she's like my age. She's like 29, 30, 31, something like that. So, yeah, they do a good job of making her look really young in this, but I really enjoy Escape Room as well, especially for a January release. I remember when this came out, I had a blast with it. So, yes, this is a great movie. And Taylor Russell, if you haven't seen Waves or Escape Room, go check both out. Let me see here. I believe next up, yes, I've got Sarah Michelle Gellar for Cruel Intentions. So I was trying to figure it out because I've got multiple actresses and multiple movies. But yes, Sarah Michelle Gellar. I love this movie. If you watched one of my most recent videos, this was in my top 5 favorite films of all time. I can't say enough good things about this movie. It's great. Manipulative, it's dramatic, it is fun, entertaining, spicy, sexy, it is funny at times, not really, but sort of. And it's just a blast, and it's got a great cast, and Sarah Michelle Gellar is stunning, as always, and I don't see her in much anymore. She wouldn't be necessarily one of my favorite actresses now, but when I was growing up, I loved her in this, and a few other movies as well, like I Know What You Did Last Summer. So her in this was, yes, right up my alley. Sarah Michelle Gellar, perfection. All right, next up we've got, I was trying to think, we got Dakota Johnson. I'm using Need for Speed. I could have used Bad Times at L, whatever. I pulled that out originally, and then I was like, you know what? I have another movie for somebody else that's in this that I want to use. So Dakota Johnson, she's not the main actress, she's not the main star, but I have to include Dakota Johnson. She is one of my favorites. She is perfect in every way possible. She's funny. If you ever watch any interviews with Dakota Johnson, you'll fall in love with her. She is hilarious. She is like a adult child. It is funny. She's a blast. She's a riot. I really enjoy her as an actress too. I think she's beautiful. I love Dakota Johnson. And I just rewatched this movie. Need for Speed's one of my favorites. Like, I really enjoy this. It's not a perfect movie. But it's definitely up there with like the best in my opinion. It's got some great sequences like car chase and street racing scenes and things like that. Some really nice cars in this movie. So I am a huge fan of Need for Speed. And it's got Aaron Paul, and I'm a big fan of Aaron Paul. All right, my number one favorite actress is Naomi Watts. I'm going with Down. I could have used Funny Games, but I'm going to use Down. This is a pretty good movie. I've only seen it once. This is from Blue Underground, released this. It's a good release. But yeah, it's also got James Marshall in it, and I'm a big fan of him as well. So Down was a good choice. Funny Games is a really good movie too, so I was torn, but I love Naomi Watts. If you follow my channel, you already know, so I won't go into detail about how much I love Naomi Watts, but yes, big fan. And Down is a pretty good movie. It's a remake of a movie called Lift. Next up, we have got Emma Stone in Superbad. I was originally going to use The Amazing Spider-Man, but I'm going with Superbad because in these challenges, I have yet to use any kind of box sets or multi-packs or anything like that. I'm not cheating. So Superbad is a good one. This is probably one of the last really good comedies out there before they got really like tame and sensitive and censored and things like that, and cancel culture got in the way of things. So this was a good one. It's funny. It's right up my alley. You got McLovin. This was a classic. Like the year it came out, everybody was talking about this movie. So, and I was in high school, I think, when this came out, or graduating. So, actually, my dad had seen it first and then told me about it. And he's like, "There's an actress and there's somebody in this movie you're really gonna like." And I fell in love with Emma Stone in this. So yeah, she is pretty cool character in this movie. That's Superbad. Jennifer Lawrence, Hunger Games. She's not necessarily like my top 10 or 15 or 20 favorite actresses, but I'd say she's in there, that top 25 probably. She's good. She's really good in this. I really liked her in this. I kind of fell in love with her after I saw Hunger Games. I love Hunger Games, the original one. I remember seeing it in theaters and really, really liked it. I thought the second one was pretty good too. And then I think I've seen like all of the third one. I don't even think I've seen the fourth one. These book to movie adaptations that sometimes they just drag. They go on too long. I just lose interest. I don't know. I'll have to check them all out one day. I'm sure I'll like all four, but I've heard the fourth's not nearly as good. So, all right. She was going to be my pick for Need for Speed, but we've got Imogen Poots. Absolutely love Imogen Poots. But yeah, just incredible. I got to get rid of the sticker. But yeah, Anton Yelchin, rest in peace. Loved Anton Yelchin. He could have been in my favorite actors, but now I get a movie with him. So The Green Room is such a good movie. This movie is so bold, in your face, violent and raw, and it feels real. When you watch some of the violence in this movie, it feels so violent and like you could feel it almost. It's really in your face. It's really honest, and this is a really good movie, and you really feel for some of the characters in this movie. It's just like, it kind of puts you in that what would you do situation. He pisses you off in this movie a lot of them do, but this is a good one. Green Room is a really good movie. I think A24 put this out as well. I guess they partner with Lionsgate a lot, so yes. Green Room is probably got to be that, or Waves has to be my favorite A24 film, I would think. Sandra Bullock in Speed. I am beginning to pronounce people's names multiple different ways in case somebody complains. I pronounce it hopefully one of the correct ways. But Speed Sandra is great in this. Her and Keanu Reeves have really good chemistry. I really like her. I know Huck used Sandra Bullock in, what was it? The one with Ryan Reynolds, and I can't remember the name now. It's drawing, I think it starts with a P. For some reason, it's drawing a blank, but I loved that movie. I was a big fan of it as well, and he already used that, so I wouldn't pull that. But Speed's a great choice. Can't go wrong with Speed, and I haven't used it yet, so this has to be up there. I can't remember. I think I used John Wick, I believe, for Keanu Reeves when I pulled him. Yeah, Speed. And it's a nice steelbook, too. That's the 4K steelbook. All right. Neve Campbell. You also get Denise Richards in this, but Neve Campbell and Wild Things. Can't go wrong with Neve Campbell in anything, but you get Denise Richards, Wild Things. It has one of the sexiest scenes in any movie. I think most people would agree, male or female. It's a wild movie, Wild Things. It takes so many twists and turns. It is fun. You got, like I said, Neve Campbell. You got Kevin Bacon's really good in this too. Matt Dillon. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Wild Things. I really enjoy this. I love this release, and I already pulled Cruel Intentions, so Arrow Video, make this happen. Cruel Intentions limited edition release like this. Make it happen. I would love that. I'm going to email, and I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to get that to happen one day. All right. Shawnee Smith, The Blob. She would, once again, be just based off of this movie alone and a couple others, and she was just a staple in the 80s as well. One of those 80s heartthrobs, in my opinion, for us teenagers growing up, things like that in the 90s and early 2000s. But yeah, I got the chance to watch a lot of these 80s movies, and at that age, when I was a young teenager, I was beginning to be obsessed with a lot of these actresses. So Shawnee Smith was great. The Blob remake is a ton of fun. This is a blast from start to finish. And yeah, you can't go wrong with this. She was also in Saw. An honorable mention that I didn't get a chance to use just because she's not a favorite of mine now, but Betsy Russell in the 80s you can't beat her. Honestly, I don't know if you could top Betsy Russell in the 80s, but Shawnee Smith was up there, Phoebe Cates, Elizabeth Shue, of course, a lot of them. So Jessica Biel, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, lenticular slipcover. I will be checking this out again, revisiting this in October for 31 Days of Halloween. Be sure to stay tuned to my channel. I got a really fun, exciting 31 Days of Halloween challenge I'm going to be starting in, I don't know, about a week and a half. I'll be posting that probably the first day of October. So this is a really good one. I actually love this remake. We just did a Rotten Tomatoes stream, and Tim Talkies pulled the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre as something he thinks should be rotten. He's not a big fan of it, but I love this remake. So yeah, see the eye moving. And Jessica Biel's great in this. She's a cowgirl. And yeah, she's great. She's really good in this. I really like this movie. I really like the cast as well. All right, I'm going to go with Jordana Brewster. I could have used one of the Fast and Furious films for a female ensemble as well, because you get Michelle Rodriguez, Gal Gadot, that new actress. I don't know how to pronounce her name or remember it necessarily, but she was in The Invitation. She's great. She plays like the hacker in the new ones and things like that. Jordana Brewster, though. I love Jordana Brewster. I loved her when I was younger. Maybe not my favorite as much anymore, but growing up, teenager, things like that, Jordana Brewster was, she was kind of all over the place, and I was watching everything with her. I was getting my hands on anything she was in. I think she was in a movie called Debs I remember watching with her. I'll watch anything with her. So Jordana Brewster, Fast and the Furious, big fan of that movie. Absolutely love it. So can't go wrong with that. And I can't remember. I can't remember who I pulled for what I pulled, but yeah. Anyways, I'm actually gonna go with Caitlin, not Brie Larson. I don't hate Brie Larson. I like her as an actress, maybe not as a person very much, but I am a big fan of Short Term 12, and I'm going with Caitlin Dever. She was in this. I don't even know if she's on the back. There she is. You can see her right there. So she's not the main actress, But this has a great cast. I absolutely love Caitlin Dever. I really love her in anything. I have Booksmart. I have a lot of her films. I just don't know where they are, so they're boxed up somewhere. But Short Term 12 is a good one, and Caitlin Dever could not be left off my list. She is easily in my top 5 favorite actresses at the moment. I think she's incredible, very talented. All right, Ken's favorite actress. She's not the main actress in this at all, but I'm going with Florence Pugh. She's not Ken's favorite actress. It's just a joke. I hope Ken's watching this. The Commuter. She's really in the background, sort of. I mean, I don't even know if she's listed on the back of this. Let's see. No. Vera Farmiga is, though. But, yeah, Florence Pugh is in this. But I can't find Fighting with My Family. It's boxed up as well. That would absolutely be my choice. I love Fighting with My Family, one of my favorite movies of that year it came out. But Florence Pugh, she was my favorite actress, especially for a few years there, especially after Fighting with My Family. I wouldn't put her as my favorite anymore, but she's still one of my favorites. If she stays out of drama and stuff like that and the headlines, she'll stay up there. But yeah, she's this whole, what is it, Darling, Sweet Darling, or Honey, Sweet, I don't know what it's called, but talk about drama behind the scenes. But yeah, The Commuter's pretty good. I enjoyed this one. I think it's one of Liam Neeson's better movies after Taken. So yeah, and Florence Pugh was in this. All right, I cannot have a top 25 actress list without Ana de Armas. Oh, she's gorgeous. Is there anybody more attractive than Ana de Armas as far as actresses go? I doubt it. She's incredible. Absolutely love her. Keanu Reeves is also in this. You got Eli Roth's ex-wife down here, Lorenza Izzo. She was like 20 or 30 years younger than him, too. And she was married to him when they made this movie. And Keanu Reeves talked about filming a scene where he's having sex with the director's wife. So, interesting. But, yeah, Knock Knock's a pretty crazy film. It's a remake of Death Game from the 70s, late 70s. But, yeah, Knock Knock's out there. It's crazy. It's wild. These two women are absolutely insane. They're nuts. They're convincing and teases and just they're trouble. And he gets into it with them, and his life is destroyed basically. So, but some of the stuff they do to him it's just wild. Especially the ending's kind of funny. It's like impossible not to laugh. So, but yeah, I can't do a list without her. There she is, and I really like her as a blonde too. All right, last one. I cannot have a list without Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway or Hathaway? Hathaway. But yeah, The Intern. I'm a big fan of this movie too. You got Robert De Niro. I think Robert De Niro is really good in this. He's got a good cast. I really like Anne Hathaway. She's been growing on me, especially a ton lately as well. The more stuff I see her in, the more I like her. I've always been a fan, but especially lately. I don't know, maybe as I get older. But yeah, The Intern is a good one. It's fun. Can't have a list without her. So, but there's a ton that people are going to be like, you left her off. Well, you know what? Film is subjective. Actors are subjective, and that's my list. And here's my female ensemble cast. Huck used Bridesmaids already, that little cheater, so I can't do that one. Huck, I know you're watching this, and you're not a cheater. I just would have used Bridesmaids, so I'll just hang out with you on this island, and I'll watch that movie with you when you get ready to watch it. So I love Bridesmaids. It's a good one. Fast and Furious you could use Avenger Endgame. But I'm going to go with this one. What to expect when you're expecting. So you've got Jennifer Lopez, Elizabeth Banks, you got Cameron Diaz. I actually really like Cameron Diaz. So basically a ton of actresses I have not used. You also got Anna Kendrick in this one as well. So yeah, this is a pretty good one. Can't beat this. This is a good list. So yeah, this would be my top 25 actresses and the female ensemble cast. So that is that. I like Elizabeth Banks. I also like Cameron Diaz. Jennifer Lopez has grown on me. I actually liked her in Marry Me quite a bit. So some of her movies, not so much. I think Anaconda was her first role. I have an attachment to that. Everybody talks about that. So that is my top 25 actresses and female ensemble cast. Anna Kendrick, I said, was in that What to Expect When Expecting. And I don't think I used her. I meant to. And I don't think I got a chance to. I was going to use A Simple Favor for her. So I guess I ended up running out of actresses. But yeah, that's that list. I will have to start coming up with my top 25 directors. That's going to be hard because I already used The Town for Ben Affleck, and it's like I think his other movies I have boxed up or something. I haven't seen Argo yet, so I'd have to watch that before the list. I don't really want to see Argo. But yeah, so that's going to be a challenge, that top 25 director. But I think I could pull it off. I think I can handle it. Great challenge, as always, Huck. This was fun. I think this was my longest of the challenge. I knew it would be. I have a lot of favorite actresses I knew I was going to talk about. And I always ramble. Everybody knows that. But yeah, with that being said, I would love to see your videos. I cannot wait to see your challenges. There's so many out there. It's great to see. Everybody's got a different list. If there is this island and we're all hanging out on it, as Huck says, there will be plenty of movies. We'll never get bored. We're all using different films. So honestly, there will be thousands and thousands and thousands of movies on this island. So we'll be good. We'll just all hang out together, and we'll never be able to pick out a movie to watch though, right? Because what you're seeing behind me, what happens with us collectors, we're always like, I can't find a movie to watch, and we got thousands. So yeah, that's something we always go through. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If this is your first time here, like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all to all my returning subscribers and supporters. I appreciate it so much. Without you, this is not possible. Be sure to smash that like button. It always helps. Share the video if you can, and make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out and bell notification so you get all my future videos. And be sure to stay tuned to my channel. I got 3 live streams next week. I have got the Director Challenge coming. I've got a 31 Days of Halloween Challenge coming, and a big Blu-ray haul for Blu-ray Tuesday coming up. So a ton in the work, and then I got a big review I'm going to be doing with a couple of guests we're going to pre-record. So plenty to come. I'm staying busy and trying to produce content for y'all. Thank you so much. Have a good one.